Siraye, you're on the rooftop, and you are fighting between this archer. The bow snapped in their grasp, and there is another person, this tiefling, that is punching at you as the two of you are working your way around, trying to strike at each other. You continue to sway and bob around as you're both exchanging a number of attacks to each other, neither of which really hitting at the moment. You hear the screeching of weird creatures from below, and you see flashes of magic exploding, and your breath is still kind of pluming with this cold air as shadow has been enacted somewhere near you.
I'm gonna kick the tiefling's ass.
Okay, well, to do that, I need you to make a roll.
Okay.
So you can roll an attack. You have 2 of them, so if you want to do both of them, just do them both at the same time.
So I'm going to, sorry, just kick down. I'm gonna try and swipe up with my my spear, and I'm just going for the head. I'm relentless. I'm not effing around. I want this guy dead. I'm pretty pissed.
Okay, yeah. So fair enough. You are going for the head.
Oh,
you swing.
no!
It's a natural 1. That is your 3rd natural 1, I think.
Fuck.
Okay, so
What happens?
go ahead and roll that again. No, you didn't get another natural 1. So you did just fail horribly as you stab outward, and your spear is in your hand. You've left yourself open. The tiefling's next attack is going to be with an advantage. However, you still have another attack. So
I'm gonna. So I swipe up and it misses or whatever horrible thing happens, and then I'm gonna try and smack him with the blunt end of my spear.
yeah, you're
So that
in a
way
bad.
it's not necessarily. Yeah.
You're in a bad position, but go ahead and roll to attack. It's a 17, so you do strike. You do 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit across the back of the tiefling's head, and a little blood shoots out of their mouth as you've just thrown them forward.
That's right, sucker.
I'm gonna make a check here to see if the tiefling is able to remain standing, and no. So here's what happens. Because you rolled a natural 1, the tiefling falls. The shingles underneath the tiefling break away, and the stone shatters as they slide downwards. And they reach out and grab you by the leg, and I need you to make an acrobatics check, otherwise you're going over with the tiefling.
At least that's good. Watch, it's a 1. Oh, okay. 13.
Okay, so you go over, and both you and the tiefling slide off the roof.
No!
And land in the alleyway right next to Maglo. Maglo, make an acrobatics check, please.
Watch Maglo get crushed.
You
Acrobatics.
got a natural 20.
Thank you, Fob, for all
Nice.
your nat ones. I'm feeding off of your power today.
You're welcome. Please take it. Take that power.
This is where the real balance of the game comes from. Okay.
Exactly.
So, Maglo, tell me how you spectacularly avoid these 2 individuals that fall off the roof.
I'm just checking to see if there's another 20. I doubt there will be, but I'm just checking that's 12.
I'll give you a free 5 feet of movement anywhere you want to denote how magnificently you avoid these people falling off the roof.
He has these boots of teleportation which can take him anywhere, like where he's gone in the last like couple of seconds. I think he's like readying a shot, and then he hears this crumble.
Yeah,
and,
like a shingle shatters right next to you, and then you look up and you see these dark forms toppling over the roof.
Yeah, and just as they come down, he like slams his heel and then like flits backwards, like further off into the alleyway as they smack and hit the ground.
Yeah, so go ahead and place yourself wherever you like. Siraye, you land on your feet.
Sweet.
So your spear is still in your hand. The tiefling, however, has rolled to about here and is lying on the ground prone. Okay, so Maglo, it's now your turn. What would you like to do?
Oh man, this really knocked him off balance. Focus. He's just going to go back to try and focus on the archer, not the one who is on the roof that Siraye just fell off, because his bow is still broken, right? His thing snapped.
Yeah, the archer up there has a broken bow, although I don't know that you know that.
Oh, okay. Well, he wouldn't have been the one that shot him.
No.
It would be someone else. Yeah. So
he's
just
over
gonna,
here.
Yeah, he's gonna try and re-aim for it.
Okay, so go ahead and take a shot at whichever of these opponents that you would like.
Yeah, he's gonna use his little alchemical bullet, firing a ray of sickness at 2nd level, which is a 17.
You absolutely strike your target, and they have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
And they fail.
Brilliant. So that's 23 damage, and they are poisoned.
No, they aren't. They're dead. They fall off the roof, and they fall off the roof at your shot. There's a ringing gunshot that echoes through the entire alleyway, and it makes a great deal of noise. However, at the end of it, you hear as a figure falls off the roof. More shingles are broken. They land in a horse's trough, and it shatters underneath them, and you see that they've been impaled by a stick of wood. And they're on the ground, probably very dead. They may survive, but they are definitely not great.
Shoot me, you fucking prick! And he pulls up his thing and then loads another shot for next round.
Let me make a quick morale check at this point. You're loading up another shot. Did you have a bonus action or anything you needed to do, Maglo?
He's focusing on himself at the minute. He doesn't know if there's like anyone who's possibly an ally who just fell in front of him, so he's just ignoring it and is attempting to stay safe. Unless he can like duck behind a barrel to not get shot.
You can duck behind a barrel as a free action. Yeah. So you take cover. You roll back now and you start reloading. Busby's freaking out next to you, trying to help you out. It's kind of spotting enemies. You see the little light glowing back and forth, and you have the comforting weight of the book back in its satchel with all the other papers and all of your research, and you feel much better. But this is turning into a mess out here very quickly. So you're calculating all of the risk and reward of the situation that you're in. Meanwhile,
he calculated it. He is like, there is no point in being here. Busby is being a pain in my ass, and I'm gonna not be able to sleep tonight with him beating me.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Hawke, what are you doing? It's your turn.
Let's see. Doddle's trying to roll away. I'm gonna shout to her, "We need to stop the Cockatrice." Like, that's all I'm going to be able to get out, but my thought is that these things will hurt innocent people if they get out of here. So I'm going to try and attack the one that just bit me with my green flame blade. So I know that that's at disadvantage, so I'll make the...
Yeah, your body is slowly calcifying.
All right, that's an 11? Does that hit?
11 is a... Unfortunately, that hits. But I'm going to tell you right now, their armor class is 11.
All right.
You've just hit.
Okay, so that is 12 slashing plus 5 fire damage. So that's 17 on the first one, and then it splashes over to 11 fire damage on the Cockatrice next to it.
Okay, so the first Cockatrice that you strike right here is already damaged from your Eldritch Blast. And when you slice down, you cut the creature in half, and it falls to the ground. Just as you see your skin on your arm, the little bit that's showing from your armor, is slowly turning into stone, and you feel it working its way across your face. And this creature dies. This one has taken damage and shrieks. Do you have anything else you want to do?
So that one took my Eldritch Blast. It also took the 11 fire damage from,
Yeah, it's still here. It is badly damaged and wounded. Let me make a roll to see if it wants to continue fighting you. It does not. So it's going to try to run away from you. Do you want to do an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, definitely.
So go ahead and then roll a normal attack.
Awesome. Still at disadvantage, right?
Yeah, disadvantage still.
Okay. That is 25.
Yeah, you kill it as it starts to run away. So you slice the other one in half as it starts to charge away from you. It begins, ferally trying to claw its way away. And as it turns, your sword strikes down, and the two halves of the bird creature fall to the ground with a wet, sickening plop. And you can see that where it's bleeding, this black ichor blood, it's like sizzling and like acid almost, melting part of the stone there on the ground. And these dead creatures are strewn about you. There are 2 Cockatrices left and a number of thugs, all of whom seem to be retreating towards the wagon that is being taken. And there's a chicken on your back, Hawke.
Oh, perfect.
Cool.
Harold's safe.
Yeah. So at the end of your round, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
Do you have an inspiration or anything? Oh.
18?
Yeah, an 18 passes and you are no longer afflicted by this. You are safe. You feel yourself fighting and the calcification kind of flakes off as if it were dead skin, and you are safe from the threat of petrification.
Can I move?
Yeah, you still have your move action, so.
Awesome. I am going to head straight over to right now where these guys are and get kind of a view of this situation, because I know that the mysterious elf is on our side tentatively, and Glasses Nerd is there too.
Yeah, Glasses Nerd is in the alleyway, and the strange the strange child is underneath, or is on top of the wagon now, driving it away. The back of the wagon is still scraping. You know how it's just two wheels and it teeter-totters back and forth, and it tips down so you can load them easily. It's still kind of in dump truck mode, and Doddle is riding away as the wood is kind of scraping along the back. Okay, so that is it for Hawke, and we're going to go then to Doddle. Doddle, what are you doing?
Well, right now,
I'm arguing with myself in my head, because I could end this, but I'm like, would Doddle really kill bitches this early on in her adventure? A narrative standpoint, I do have an arrow inside of me right now.
Yeah.
So we're
that hurts.
give me a second here. We're gonna try and have a little build up to this. So,
Doddle, reaches for, I'm assuming the arrow is in her shoulder, reaches for her shoulder, takes her hand away, and sees blood unfamiliar to her for the first time. She's in pain, she's scared. This strange man has said we just have to deal with the cockatrices. She doesn't know what to do. Many men are charging towards her. So, with tears streaming down her face and her mind going blank a little bit, she's going to reach into her pocket, take out some bat guano. In the other pocket, takes out some sulfur, smushes them together, closes her eyes, and pushes her hands out forward. And I would like to set everything on fire, please.
see this 20-foot radius where like most of the bitches are? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I would like to attempt.
They have made a nice little pile for you.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're chasing
And
something.
You're even gonna hit the Tiefling,
Hey.
who you don't know very much about. So go ahead and let's see how this resolves itself here.
Please.
What level are you casting this at?
We're probably gonna be fine after this, so I'm gonna say 4th level. Damage increases by 1d6. I would also like to use Fury of the Small, please and thank you, just for a little cherry on top.
Yep, put a cherry on top. And then I'm gonna go ahead and roll the saving throws.
Sweet.
So they get a dexterity saving throw. It's a 16. Pretty difficult for lower level encounter here, but let's see what happens. They might get lucky. 1, 2. It's the Cockatrice. It's both of these thugs. So I have to roll 6 times. Interesting. There's a lot of low numbers here. Only one of them has escaped. And they've not even escaped. They only take half damage. So go ahead and roll your damage, please, Doddle. Oh, here it is.
So roll the d6 separately.
I can do it for you if you like.
No, I'm good. I got it. And then Fury of the Small is
Which is
7
your level,
extra
right?
damage.
7 extra damage. So it's 30 points total. Is that what I'm hearing?
36, I believe.
Yeah, 36.
Okay.
Because 6 is 29, and then 9
all right.
plus
It's
7.
36. It's 36.
I'm just gonna start removing stuff from the board. Okay?
Good heavens.
Yeah, it's almost like I learned how to play D&D. Fuck you.
So the only things that survived that blast Doddle were the strange figure that fell off the roof, who's now smoldered but still seems to be alive. There's like a blast of flame that just rocks through this entire area, and the injured, bald-headed, tattooed thug that seems to be one of the leaders gets blown backwards, and I'm going to even put him over here because the explosion throws him off his feet. So he's currently prone, and seems to have thought twice about trying to retrieve the cart. As he lies in a pile here, blistered with burns across his body, and there is a smoking, ashen wash across the cobblestone, and part of the building over here has been fully singed.
Can I say that Doddle, still clutching the arrow in her shoulder, grabs onto the cart and her knees kind of give way for a second, and she closes her eyes and covers her ears.
Yes, you
and
absolutely
cries.
can say that. That's
so
beautiful.
it begins.
And so, yeah, once that happens, the carriage kind of stops. I do need to make a roll for the horse because two things have happened. There's been a gunshot and now there's an explosion. So I'm going to see if this horse bolts out of this alleyway or stays put. The horse stays put and just kind of looks back at you, and you feel like a wet lick across your face as you're crying there. And then that is the end of the round, which means that we're going to go here to the individuals. The archers are no longer shooting. They are running away. And unless anyone tries to do anything to stop them, they're gone. The strange, burnt leader of these thugs pulls himself up and immediately starts to climb this building here, desperately trying to get away from all of you. Not even looking at any of you. If no one does anything, the only person that's left is a single thug and a cockatrice. And the cockatrice is currently killing that thug, and if no one does anything, the cockatrice will murder this person on the ground. That just leaves, as far as opponents go, this strange individual who fell off a roof and a single cockatrice. There's also an unconscious man over here. That effectively handles your combat here. You are not going to have another individual attacking you unless you approach the cockatrice in some way.
Maglo is going to try and kill that cockatrice
Okay, so
to get it off the dude.
Let's go up to the top then. Siraye, I know you have things to say about this tiefling. So the tiefling is pulling themselves up off the ground, looks around, and sees that they are surrounded by a lot of people not where they want to be. You can see that they fully intend to run the hell away.
I'm gonna try and grab him, like by the jacket, and get in his face.
Okay, so go ahead and make an athletics check if you're going to try to grapple.
Okay. It's pretty good. 17.
17 is good. I get to contest that. And they do not win.
Good.
in that competition. So you are restraining the tiefling, who is still smoldering. They're very unhappy with the situation, but there's also a sense of resignation across their face. As they are restrained by you, Siraye. So what do you do when you grab them?
I'm grabbing them like by the collar of their jacket or whatever, their top or whatever, and I'm getting up in their face, and I'm just gonna be like, what am I gonna say?
You remember
I have
their
to say
name is Billix, and they are they're tieflings. They have red skin. They're rogues.
And they think I took their money, right?
The group that was coming after you, well, to be fair, you took the money that you were owed.
Right.
But you did take the money.
Right.
And then Ophar Thundermast was the barbarian who was in charge of this small little group, and they're part of...
And they're gone. We took care of that.
And then Ulaf Featherfingers was the female half-dwarf.
Right.
Yeah.
We took care of that.
Yeah, they're not there. But Billix Newfar is still there with you.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna grab him by the vest and be like, so why are you after me? And if you don't tell me the truth, and I'll pull out my little dagger and I'll do like a little fancy flip, this is gonna be your end.
Okay, so that happens. Maglo, do you shoot the cockatrice that's killing this person?
Yup.
Okay, so go ahead and roll to strike.
22.
Yeah, and you do kill it. So your shot rings out. It's a ray of sickness as well. It falls over, squawking, and dies, as it had been stabbed over a number of times by the individual that it was fighting. This person looks like if they don't receive medical attention, they're also going to be dead.
Maglo is going to go over, open up his bag, and then... Are they conscious?
No.
No? And then he's gonna start just like tending his wounds and making sure that he's all right.
So you're doing this, and right next to you, you see this strange figure in the garb of what looks like some sort of martial artist, grabbing onto this tiefling and throwing them up against a wall, threatening them with a knife.
He looks over and then... Not my problem. I'm busy, but that whatever the fuck's going on there is not my problem, alright?
Okay. Busby flies over to Doddle and lands on your shoulder, Doddle.
When he lands, can I just, like, flinch?
And the small little brass automaton climbs over and starts to shine little lights on your wound where the arrow is. And then takes to the air and starts flying back towards where Maglo is, and then looks back at you.
I'm just cowering. Like, I picture, like, I'm in the corner of the cart. Like, knees to my chest, hands to the arrow, maybe even, like, looking down. She's not having a very good day. All of her 300 days considered, this isn't up there.
You can see the others here. The horse has stopped and is licking you. So the carriage has stopped. Everything seems like it's charred and everything's just a mess, but it's very quiet now. And you see Harold sitting on the back of this strange white-haired boy who's standing in the alleyway. He looks very young, but his armor and the look in his eyes makes him look a lot older. And then you see a figure throw this, what looks like a tiefling up against a wall. And, you know, the red skin and the horns are shown of this humanoid who gets tossed over by the other figure. And you can see that the hood on that figure kind of falls back. And you now see the pointed ears that Siraye was hiding before. But you are still inconsolable. You're in the back of the cart. That's what you see across this. I'm taking this out of initiative order. Siraye, you have an opponent with you. You can all do what you like.
I'm waiting on him to answer, so...
They look at you and their eyes narrow.
Look, I think we could work this out.
I think we can too. Tell me what I want to know.
Ufar thought that perhaps your work wasn't up to the standards that he was expecting. So yes, we wanted to see that your payment wasn't remitted as offered.
Did I miss something? Was something in the job not done?
You left them alive. No witnesses, right? It's sloppy work. We didn't say kill everyone, but you really should be better about these things.
You're lying. And I, like, stick the dagger up against his throat.
No, I'm not lying. You left witnesses.
I assure you, I did not. Tell me, why were you really coming after me?
I only know what Ufar tells me, and that is what Ufar tells me. You've got a blade to my throat, and I'm very particular. I'm attached to it, so I'd rather not die here. I have no reason to lie to you, Siraye. I've made myself as clear as I can.
Is there a window behind me?
Yep.
Cool, I'm gonna throw him through the window.
Jesus Christ. Not to do with me. Not to do with me.
Yeah, so you just kind of like pull them back a little bit and throw them through the window. They shatter through it, and they're out of your line of sight right now. Make a medicine check, please, Maglo. And then Hawke, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run back to the guy that I fully stabbed earlier.
Yeah, this guy?
Yeah, and I'm going to check to see if he's alive or dead.
Unconscious. But
All
needs
right.
medical attention if you don't want him to bleed out.
Yeah, I'm going to use my healing hands on him. 4 points of healing on him to just stop the bleeding.
Okay, so yeah, you do that. And as all of you are scattered through this alleyway, you hear clapping coming from another of the rooftops. Everyone looks to the far corner, and you see a figure standing on the roof. There is a cloak and a hood, and it takes a moment as you see this silhouette start to resolve itself, and the figure jumps off of the roof and lands very, very nimbly onto the ground, and then starts walking into the middle of the street. And you see a small figure who you thought at first might be a child, but then you realize that it's a halfling. And the figure pulls back their hood, and you see a blonde-headed, middle-aged halfling with a really bright smile, looking to all of you with these ecstatic green eyes. And his cloak is made of a rainbow of patchwork pieces that is bright and colorful. He's dressed very well and has a number of very shiny buttons and belt buckles and small rings across his fingers. It speaks of a certain amount of wealth and perhaps extravagance as the halfling man walks into the center of this street and kind of looks to each of you in turn.
Very well done.
I'm sorry, can we help you?
Yes, and I can help you.
No, this ain't none to do with me.
Oh, you're wrong about that, my friend. Very much dealing with you. After all, looks over at the body that's lying in the ground. You've just killed members of the Grasping Eye.
Yeah, well, they took my book, so I got it back. Now I'm, good.
Oh, I'm reasonable, friend. I'm very reasonable. You'll find that old Phineas Fiddlescratch is very good at listening and very good at understanding when someone's not at fault. However, I hate to tell you this, the gangs in Waterdeep are not so forgiving. Your friend is hurt. And a small little hand points over at Doddle.
I'm just looking at Phineas Fiddlescratch. You know what? I don't think I have any emotion on my face. I think my mind has left my body along with my soul in this minute.
I'm gonna head over to Doddle.
Can I
past Phineas.
flinch as Hawke gets close to me?
Yeah, you flinch away. Hawke, you see the small goblin humanoid kind of pull back. The chicken, however, leaps off of your back and goes and snuggles into you, Doddle.
I snuggle back and I cry.
I'm sorry, little one. I had your chicken. He's safe. Do you want me to take care of? I hate to, point something out, but I think you got a little arrow on you. Just right there. Do you want me to take care of that?
I don't know what to do with it. I don't know if I should leave it in or if I should pull it out.
No, it's fine. I'll
No, it's all good. I got this. Hey, Doll, quick question. I need you to tell me that I just yanked it out of her shoulder.
Did I tell you my name? Wait, did I tell you my name?
Make a medicine check.
What I'm doing is I yank it out and I put my hand on it and I'm doing my healing hands again for like another 10 points of healing on her.
Okay, so the healing hands goes through. Just make a medical check though, because I want to see how roughly you take this arrow out.
The medicine check. Okay, all right. I have at least proficiency on. That's a 7.
Okay, you do an additional point of damage, but you probably heal that with your magic.
Yeah, so
it's pretty rough. You pull it out, and there's like a squirt of blood. And Doddle, you just feel this sharp, horrid pain as this arrow comes out backwards.
Yeah, sorry about that. There you go. You should be fine, I think.
Well, at least their soul's saved in that.
Yeah, Maglo, I was gonna say make an insight check.
5.
I'm gonna give this to you anyway. Yeah, you don't know the exact flavor, but you know that he's using divine magics, and you can see the kind of glow, and you just know this bullshit a mile away. So you sense the divine magic from the back of the cart as Hawke begins to heal. Siraye, what are you doing in this moment?
I'm gonna go into where I threw him through the window. I presume it's like a bar, tavern, or something.
No, it's not a tavern, but it is it was part of what looks like a store that furnished tack and saddles.
Oh.
So there's a lot of leather work in there. There's a lot of tables.
Okay. Is he on the floor?
No, he's not. He's gone.
He's gone. Well, there.
You see a smear of blood, and that's all. Did you want to track him and try to follow after?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start kind of looking around, and you hear very clearly,
We're gonna need you to stay right here, my friend. Don't go anywhere. You're part of this now.
I'm gonna turn and look at who said that. It's. Ooh.
Phineas Fiddlescratch, the halfling who had introduced himself in the middle of the street. Of course, if you're not interested in the coin that can be provided for your services, by all means, run off after whoever it is that you're fighting.
Sorry, is confused.
I'm not a part of these adventurers.
Oh, you are. Yes, you are. You just don't know it yet. And the small, blonde-headed halfling, kind of still beaming, his smile has never wavered, looks across everything, and then falls upon you, Maglo.
Did you get your book back?
And now I'm good to go.
No. I'm telling you now that I, Phineas Fiddlescratch, have taken an interest in the well-being of this entire group.
Maglo looks over to Hawke and then looks back like, no.
And I would like very much to see that all of you are safe and secure. Waterdeep can be very dangerous, and I'm afraid that you've just stepped into town, and while being here for less than perhaps a handful of hours, you've made one of the greatest enemies that you will ever face. I do need to counter with the idea that perhaps you would like to find some lodging and food for the night. So if you would do me the great favor of allowing me to treat you to some rest, relaxation, and warm meal, then I will tell you everything that I know. And once I'm done, if you still do not wish to stay together, you may go your separate ways.
May I stand up on the cart?
You may.
Yeah, excuse me, sir, but if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind sitting down with a meal with you.
Excellent. I'm so glad to hear it.
I apologize. I'm sure you're very wonderful, and I very much look forward to getting to know you as well, but I was directing my comment at, this young man here, Maglo.
His smile doesn't drop at all, and he nods, kind of knowingly. Oh, of course. Will you accept my offer?
Sir, I can tell you more about Teowen.
Gesundheit?
What?
I would like to know what you know as well.
I'm sorry. Am I being pranked? Okay. What? How the fuck do you know that I'm doing anything with Teowen?
You dropped some documents as you were running away.
Could I have them back?
Yeah, you dropped this guy. I'm gonna hold out the page for him.
Very aggressively snatched it out of his hand.
Listen, Mr. Fiddlescratch?
Fiddlescratch.
Fiddlescratch, right. Listen, I'm sure you're a great philanthropist who is clearly doing this out of the charity of his heart and nothing else, but I'm going to be honest, whatever you're trying to sell, I'm not looking to buy anything. So, thank you. I don't have money to spend anyways.
I don't seek any money. No coin whatsoever.
Well, if you're looking for somebody to kill somebody, I'm not that kind of guy either.
No. Although I do imagine that there will be a few unfortunate souls that run afoul of the situation and won't survive another day.
I believe what Mr. Fiddlescratch is trying to communicate here is that we found ourselves in a situation where we have potentially upset a great underworld power in this city by engaging in combat with these ruffians. And perhaps walking away from here may not be in our best interest.
For someone young, she's very wise.
Maglo looks to Busby and then looks down at the piece of paper in his hand and like, "Aye, sure, we go to dinner and you tell me what you know."
Splendid. Meet me at the Golden Owl in an hour, and I'll see that you're well fed, and I'll also get you some rooms for the night. You'll find it here in the Southern Wards. You can't miss it. It's the best tavern that you're ever going to step foot into, at least around these areas. And he bows deeply and turns and starts walking away as he's whistling.
I don't trust that guy.
Why not?
Come on, guys like that don't operate without an ulterior motive.
Hey, I thought he seemed perfectly lovely.
Right. How the fuck do you know Tailwind?
Okay, hold on a second here, Siraye. I see that in the chat you've rolled a stealth and you're trying to slip away. Are you trying to follow Phineas?
Nope.
You're
I'm
just
just
trying
trying to slip away from this situation and these
okay.
people that I have no idea who the fuck they are.
Doddle, your passive perception beats that stealth. You see, you do not get it, Maglo. You're too distracted. Hawke, I think you also have a higher passive perception. Is that right?
How do I tell my? Oh yeah, I have a 12.
So both you and Doddle see this figure kind of like slinking back deeper into the alley.
Can I yell in Elvish, wait?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, scream, wait!
And
Yeah,
just
what
speak
she
Elvish.
said. I think. Wait, was what you said nice?
That goblin just spoke Elvish, which you've never heard before, Siraye.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
You found a pear somewhere, apparently, and you're eating a piece of fruit. Salad.
It was just like a residential house that you threw them
Yeah,
through,
you just
and then just
grabbed-
picked up a pear on the way out.
She just has a stored fruit to chew on and like
Sorry,
Get the
I'm
most
hungry.
anime to get the most anime juice out of a scene.
No,
you just have to-
Saraye's not eating anything. She's very stoic and doesn't eat.
Can I hop off the cart and try to head towards where Siraye is?
Yeah, you do.
And still speaking Elvish, I say, what are your motivations?
Who is this goblin?
What drives you?
Nothing here. In, I guess, Elvish. And then, I'm gonna turn and walk away.
As you do, there was the moment where Hawke was healing that small goblin figure, and as the small goblin comes towards you, there is what you see, Siraye, as a wash of cold energy that is currently swirling around this goblin, and you can see where the wounds were, and it's as if there's frost kind of billowing off of it, and you see the shadow lingering there. Do you continue to turn and walk away?
Yep.
Okay. And as you turn the corner, you see Phineas Fiddlescratch standing before you.
Fuck this guy.
Siraye, I've been trying very hard to be very gentle with you, but I get the feeling that you're going to make this hard on me. Are you going to make this hard for me? Should we consult the city guard? I'm serious, the halfling is standing in front of you as you turn the corner. I don't think anybody else sees him. You just kind of like turn the corner and he's right there.
Okay, I'm gonna, Siraye is very stoic. Not Fabian, but Siraye is very stoic.
Okay, so
And it's just
Siraye's not cracking up, but
Getting back into character, hold on. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, you said to meet you in an hour.
yes. Will you be there in an hour, or do I have to worry about you disappearing?
And then Siraye is gonna walk past Fiddlescratch.
He nods and he slips back into a doorway. And Doddle, as you turn the corner, no one's there.
Oh. Head back to Maglo.
So you turn and you walk back to the others that are in the alley. Harold is there, kind of like pecking at some grain that was spilled onto the ground. Any signs of the thugs are completely gone. The blast mark, however, is still very apparent in this alleyway, and there's still some smoldering little fires from your magic. And the others are all present and kind of gathered around. You do have now a cart and a horse.
I would like to go up to Maglo and stick my hand out and say, hello, my name is Doddle. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
My name's Maglo Mandori, and it's a pleasure to meet yours. And then he shakes around.
Go up to Hawke. Do. Hello, my name is Doddle. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, hi. You're small. You're also a goblin.
I suppose I am.
Should we go? I think we should go. If I'm sure guards might have heard what just happened. Should we go to the thing?
As you stand there in the alleyway, you see that the rain has started to intensify and it's speckling the cobblestone with heavy drops of water. And the thunder cracks again, lightning flashes, and everything begins to get rather cold. The horse looks back at all of you and whinnies. You do have the cart if you wish to use it, or you can leave it here and go on foot. But you are left to find your way to the Golden Owl, which is the inn that Phineas Fiddlescratch has invited you to. Meanwhile, under the city somewhere, June, I need you to tell me how you're attacking these rats. And there is a very large creature that has swelled up, ready to attack.
My entire microphone fell off the desk.
That's a pretty intense roll.
Well, she instinctively just like jumps back and tries to flip out her thorn whip.
Go ahead and strike with your thorn whip. And are you attacking the large rat or the massive rats?
She's shocked, so she's gonna go ahead and go for big fella there.
Yeah, I can see it. You struck with a 5. So you lash out, and your whip in the confined space scrapes across the roof of this sewer passageway, and rocks kind of tumble down as this large bestial rat creature leaps forward closer to you. You have missed your strike. Do you have anything else that you wish to do with your action? A bonus action or...
Oh, jeez. No, she has nothing. She just kind of looks over at Kitty Cat and just like, bruh.
Immediately, the feline creature of Old Scratch leaps, actually lands on the rock on the side of the wall next to you, and then bounces back and forth between them, rolling behind the creature, and then pulling up with two arrows, and shoots 2 arrows into the back of this creature, both of which strike the back, and it flings forward. And you hear it hiss, and then it turns back, and you can see that the arrows are buried pretty deep into the back of this thing, and the other rats are swarming towards you. You need to avoid their attack, as some particularly large rats. There's a horde of them, but 3 of them are very large. 2 of them miss you, but the third one bites at you and claws at you. You take 5 points of damage as it really rakes across your ankle, and you feel blood swell and rush down your leg. Okay, it's back to the top. It's your turn.
June's gonna Sacred Flame, wow, the one that just bit her.
Okay, so you blast down with a Sacred Flame at the creature in front of you.
Okay, do you see that one? 16.
You explode the rat in a blast of divine energy as gore, guts, and fur splashes across the walls around you. And there's as it just dies horribly. That was a lot of damage for a giant rat. Okay, and
oh my
then
god!
There are 2 more. Do you have anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna back away just a little bit from those little rats. I'll go about 5 feet.
Immediately, you can see that across the way, this creature is focused on Scratch and attacks, and ouch. It lunges, and you can see Scratch very hurriedly starts pulling out arrows and knocks 2 more arrows, but is too slow as this creature pummels into the tabaxi, throwing him back into the water, and the 2 of them are fighting now in front of you, rolling back and forth. As you can see, Scratch is holding back this creature's horrid maw of sharp teeth as it's snapping right in his face. Run!
She books it.
Okay, so you run past as Scratch continues to fight with this creature, and you start making your way down the passageways.
Go for the sea, you'll know! The sea!
As you see Scratch continue to fight with this creature behind you. And you keep rushing through these passageways, turning until you feel as if you're getting lost, June. And eventually, the sewage, it becomes much more clear, and you smell salt water, and you hear the lapping as you emerge from a sewer pipe and look out onto the shore. And then your head turns back to the city behind you, and you see docks. And as far as the eye can see, you see masts and sails of countless ships as they are harbored within the dock ward of Waterdeep. And above you, on a hill, you see a very ragged-looking tavern, and you hear rowdy music coming from inside and the creaking of a sign. That's the nearest building to you, and that is where we're going to leave it for the night. Thank you so much. We are completed with this section of the adventure. We'll come back to this next week.
All drains lead to the ocean, kid.
Wow. She pencil dives into the water. No.
Floats away, just runs and never comes back.
Honestly, June was like, I feel bad.
I'm sorry that we didn't get to another scene, Kaza and Az. I was trying to have 2 for each of you, but we are a little tight today.
I think I need some time to figure out how I'm gonna steal this ring.
And I said everything I came here to say.
Yep, we're good.
I'm willing to be a criminal.
We went exactly up to and a little bit beyond what I was prepared for with Kyle right now. So,
Okay, friends, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, good luck.
Go with the stream.
I'm gonna go too and get a little bit of work done on this edit before our friends go on a stream.
Yeah.
Okay,
watch
we'll see you soon.
Lovely evening, Momo.
Bye,
Love you.
everybody.
Bye all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey,